going to have a replay of this session anyway for anyone who is joining us late. So basically, what are we here to talk about? I'm going to start with the story. So I have two children who are of the Generation Z. So we know the Generation Z, people who are below the age of 25 right now.
Yeah.
And it's very funny how they have responded to this crisis. So, for example, the Generation Z, they don't even like face-to-face. They are more in tune with being on social media, with being on their phones.
Yeah.
And so this lockdown, it was my 10-year-old nephew was teaching older people how to connect with his friends on Zoom. So they're actually quite, they understand, they understand this lockdown or this type of life. But for some people, it's going to be different. This behaviors are changing. And if you're not in tune with these behaviors, you're going to miss out. So marketing is something that most people think that is only left to a certain type of people, the marketing department. But the truth is most of us are marketers because we're marketing ideas, we're marketing products, we're marketing services. Even as an employee within an organization, you have your other, stakeholders that you need to work with. So now, like I said, my children who are Generation Z, I try to get them to read newspapers. They don't read newspapers. I'm sorry. When I was growing up, I had to read. My father made me read like 5 newspapers a day. Now I tried to pass on this behavior, but it just didn't work. They don't read newspapers. So if you're advertising traditionally in newspapers, Generation Z are not with you. They are people they're the kind of people who spend so much time on their smartphones that anything that's not on a smartphone is not going to get seen by them. The days are gone when you have to tell people, oh, I'm in Ekbe, drive down to Ekbe and come and see me. No, things are changed. So we're going to talk about how the marketing mix has changed. So marketing, we're going to just define as the set of activities that help you to exchange value. And then the 4 P's of marketing is where I'm going to focus. And those 4 P's are really your price, product, place, promotion. And these are the things, the tools that you need that are going to help you to do that marketing. Now, some other people define marketing as getting the right product to the right place at the right time for the right price. Now, if you have that in mind, what we're discussing is going to make sense to you. So here we are, we're talking about how digital has changed marketing, traditional marketing, the 4 P's. So how has digital, that is the use of smartphones, the use of social media, the use of the internet, how has it changed this traditional marketing? So we're going to take it step by step. We'll start with product. Now, product is anything that fulfills a customer's need. And traditionally, these products, and it can be tangible and intangible, like I said, it can be an idea, it can be a service, it can be a physical product. But product has so much changed since the advent of the internet. And so you will see that businesses traditionally, I know there are some generation people like me, people in their, I'm now 50. So we grew up knowing things like Blockbuster. And Blockbuster had a physical video, CDs that you go and rent, and then you go and return. What happened when Netflix came? Netflix upended the whole thing. So with Netflix, now the product is now a digital product that you just stream.
Yeah.
The place has also changed. It's no longer like a Blockbuster store where you drive down to Blockbuster. Yeah. If you're late, they penalize you. Oh, you're late in returning your video, they have to penalize you. So now, product, like I said, which is anything that fulfills the customer's need. And in the past, it was usually a tangible product. You had to get a tangible product. Today, those things have changed. People are changing their product to something that you can. So let's look at 3D printing, for example. So 3D printing, imagine that you wanted to do spare parts for your car. And instead of you going to Honda online, Honda sends you the parts and you can print you can print your 3D product, your spare parts in your house. Now, if your business is based on physically shipping products, and now people can print from their house on 3D, basically anything like rubber or metal or whatever, if people can print it, it's going to change things for you. And that's what has happened to people. Like, even when Spotify, you can download music online. You no longer need, what did we have before? We had CDs. You know, we used to go to music stores and buy CDs. I spent a lot of money, by the way, buying CDs. And then Spotify and Co came, iTunes came, and now the product is a digital product, and the place is online. So product has really changed, and we're going to see that during this COVID, a lot of change is going to happen some more, because you may be skeptical about products that someone else makes. Oh, is it bringing in the germs, the virus? Is it going to be on it? You know, so product is changing. There's a company in America right now who, under the COVID, they're an event company, and we know that event people are going to be very hard. They're going to be hardly hit. They're going to be hard hit because they depend on lots of people in a place. So lots of industries are going to be hit. So an event company actually now started going to local businesses and getting products from local businesses that are struggling because nobody is coming out to their offices, and is now shipping gift boxes. So that's what an event company did. They pivoted, changed their model, now shipping gift items to people. And guess what? They started in Seattle. When they started in America, Seattle, for example, was one of the places where it started. So this company started shipping products to people's houses, taking goods that are made by other SMEs and shipping them. And today, they're expanding in America. We have, let's use another example, Waffle House. So this Waffle House, their product obviously was their service. They used to come into the restaurant and order food and everything. Now, COVID has happened and people cannot, you know, go into the store, into those places. What did they do? They changed their products to a box of waffle mix. And so they're offering online. So you can't come into the Waffle House, going to send you a box, just, you know, add what they'll make or whatever. In 4 hours, they were sold out. You know, 4 hours, they were sold out of their product, which was, you know, you physically coming into the place. And even the place and the product have had to change. They now went online and they changed their product. And that's what, you know, in 4 hours, they were sold out completely. Now, another thing about products is this. In the past, products were, you know, like, let's use fast-moving consumer goods industries, right? And so their products were, maybe they'll start with research and development, they'll move down. And what happened? They'll start with a product, maybe Omo. They want to get the new improved Omo, and it will go through these steps. But what has happened now is that those products, it used to be just you go and make, now being co-created. You're not just making it in your house and then dumping it on people and saying, oh yeah, here, take, you know, and then people say, so many products have failed spectacularly like that because they wait, sometimes takes 6 months. You know, you're making it, and then you launch it, new, improved. But wait, you didn't actually know. In fact, 6 months, everything has changed. Now, that is something like what Nokia was doing. And people like, I remember reading an article about the owner of Techno, and he was selling Nokia. Look at the things people need. And Nokia was like, no, hold on, we know the customer better. And they were going and doing their R&D and coming out 6 months later. And what happened? Nokia immediately lost ground when Techno and Co came out because people were not, this was not the product people wanted. So companies need to move away from just, you know, dumping products on people. And now we're going to move to co-creation. So I'm going to move on from products and talk about promotion. Now, promotion is where you're trying to get your messages to the consumer in order to get them to influence them to buy your product. Okay, so in the past, what was it? It was advertising, mostly paid advertising. And if those who were in Nigeria in the 70s, you remember how we wait by the TV for 7 p.m. for the thing, dan, 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 for TV to come on. And by midnight, TV will go off. And then we were just consumers, we were passive consumers, you know? They would put paid advertising our way. No, today, you cannot do that anymore. My children, in fact, they used to, if they watch TV at all, because they hardly watch TV. So that's another thing that is changing rapidly. Paid advertising doesn't work. It has a low, well, it doesn't work as well as it used to, let me put it that way. And it has a low acceptability rate. People kind of look with skepticism on paid advertising. So what should people do now? There's a model called the PESO, which talks about paid, earned, shared, and owned. Today, people want stories. These are the stories. They want stories. They want not paid advertising. They want to know why you're in business. Why do you do what you do? We've seen people, for example, now that COVID has happened, companies are changing their model rapidly and saying, oh, I'm going to use my facilities. I was making alcohol. I'm going to start making sanitizers. That's what people want to hear. You know, how are you responding to the COVID crisis? So people that make clothes, I read somewhere, I don't want to be wrong, but I think it's Tiffany Amber. I hope I'm right. She said she's also changing and making gowns, hospital gowns. So these things are in short supply. This is a time for businesses to move into the void so that during COVID, they'll come out. In Nigeria now, some private sector people are coming together to put money together. ITEO has donated ambulances. People are coming together. Some sports people, because sports is affected, what are they doing? Some of them are they're changing, they're volunteering to write ambulances. So promotion, people don't want to hear a lot of paid advertising. In fact, if you're on TV, that your advert time is when people go and do their bathroom breaks. They don't want that your forceful media on them. What they want to hear are stories. We remember when Airpeace airlifted Nigerians from South Africa, you know, so the pride in being Nigerian, they gave us our pride back. It was a tearful moment. People were like, oh, you know, an Airpeace, you know, in fact, the CEO was crying. It was shared so many times. How many times do you share paid advertising? It's very rare, unless they're offering something really spectacular. You know, so people are, yes, thank you, Professor of Proverbs. People are coming together. People are volunteering. People are pivoting. They're changing their models. Like I said, people who make alcohol, some of them are using it to make sanitizers. People who make, even Puma, who makes football jerseys, football trainers and stuff, is now making face masks. So promotion, the method of communication of paid advertising is being downplayed. How many people are reading newspapers? How many people? So the traditional outdoor. So if I have a billboard and nobody is passing, everybody's in their homes, how are they going to see my billboard? So paid advertising, the TV, the print, the whatever, the emphasis on them are actually going to reduce. Now, before COVID, it was already reducing. Now with COVID, everything is going to be 10 times. So the adoption, look at the most traditional and conservative establishments like churches. I was able to watch all my church masses online. And these are people who, you know, traditionally they will be like, oh no, I can't do, you know, we're not going to go, we're not doing social media. Social media was seen by a certain set of people as something below them or something, some people even feel that it's an evil influence and stuff like that. They can't be on social media, and some people are still saying, Uju, if you want, where our office is located in this and that, nobody's going to do that anymore, right? You have to change your model. You can't be stuck in the past where you expect people to physically, come and visit you. So I've said that promotion is moving from paid to user generated to, things that people can share. People have more trust in people, in things that other users. So if people come and say, look, what's your testimony? That's why in Nigeria, does anybody ever go to look for whatever? You ask for referral. Who did your hair? Who did your makeup? Who did your this thing? So that's how it's going to be. People are going to be sharing things that seem valuable, important things. Show the human side of your business, why you do what you do. But we know that there are banks now that are completely online. There are banks that don't have any physical presence, no physical stores. Now, place is changing rapidly. It's going to change even more now that you have, COVID-19. So look at brick and mortar stores. How many retail stores have closed in America? The biggest ones, what we thought are 100 years old, Sears, Macy's has laid off, hundreds of thousands of people. Retail stores are closing down. What's happening now? People are going online. Amazon has about 350 million products on their website, 108-something thousand providers. And what has happened in COVID? Amazon is hiring new people. Why people are laying off, Amazon is hiring, because their place is online. Their place is not a physical store. Order in the comfort of your home. What is the product you're looking for that Amazon doesn't sell? You look for Uda, yam. Amazon sells yam. Amazon sells Nigerian, African products. Amazon sells anything you can think of. In the comfort of your home, you sit down, they'll deliver to you anywhere. I mean, what could be more brilliant than that? So place is changing seriously. Jumia is our own local example. Even with the COVID lockdown, I think Jumia was still delivering. And a few people are still delivering through the COVID lockdown, but they don't need you. So you can get, the place now becomes your phone. The place now becomes your, the internet, a search, most times before you start your journey, you're not going physically. Imagine if you were trying to buy a laptop. Before, what do we do? You'd go to, when you leave Spa, you go to Kelaram. What are you doing? You're shopping, you're going from place to place. Amazon and Jumia have made the place so, conducive and convenient, and that's why when people talk about, I only do it like this, I only do it like that, I'm like, are you in business for yourself? Or are you in business to provide convenience? If you're not in business to provide convenience, what are you doing? Yes, MVP Spa is now delivering. Can you imagine? Before, if you go online, you can't find Spa just had its addresses online. It had only, come and buy. We sell electronics, we sell this, but you have to enter your car, drive down to Spa. Spa is now delivering. Ebano is now delivering. So what excuse do you have? You have a business, you're trying to get people to buy, but you still want people to come to a physical location all the time. It's not going to work, in future. Like I said, already COVID is changing all that. COVID is, all the behaviors that we used to have, it's going to change. People are going to be more interested in their safety, their comfort, their convenience, the safety of their family, and all that. Okay, so now we've talked about place. Let's talk about price. So what did we have in the past, right? The price, in fact, you'd have to go out, right, physically, then get to the store And then maybe when you get there, you have 20,000 in your pocket, and you find out that the blender is 25, and you're like, hey. In those days, we didn't even have phones. Sometimes you'd have to drive back home. Oh, the price of this thing is higher than I thought it was. And you drive home and you call you call your husband or your father, your mother, mommy, the price, oh, I got there and the price has changed. I say, how much is it now? Anyway, so price is another thing that the internet and social media is changing drastically. Right now, what do you have? You have price comparison apps. I never buy a ticket without going on Waka Now. So I go on Waka Now, I put in my destination, and then I check. Okay, that is 10,000. This one 13. This one is 14. So if you're doing a product, if you're in business, you have to know how even price has changed. People have access to price comparison apps. They'll go on Google, they'll go on Waka Now, they'll go on Hotels NG. I mean, for some people, they don't care. As long as it has a bed and it has, maybe you want a 3-star hotel and you're willing to spend 20,000 there. You just put your filters, 3-star, I'm not spending more than 20. And what happens? The hotels that are within that range come up. And so when you see someone who's 3 stars charging 100,000, you just have a good laugh at them. I don't know, come and take. You see businesses that are thinking that they are super whatever, they're providing, especially when businesses don't differentiate. Their products are like, the same. So if you're going to buy, for example, if you're going to buy, maybe if you're going to buy a laptop, and then you just look at certain things that you want certain RAM, you want certain this thing. You might not care, for you, it might be the same. So you just go on a site like Jumia and you go and do your price comparison. In fact, on these apps, like even Amazon, it will give you all the information. It will give you the reviews. So you no longer have to be like, how in the past you buy something and you hate yourself later because you found out that that thing is actually for sale at, like women, we like fashion. So some people will trick you. You spend 100,000 on a suit. Then tomorrow somebody will tell you they bought the same suit for 40,000. And you gnash. You'll never go back there again. Now, pricing is more transparent because people are just going to go on price apps. There's another phenomenon that's coming up that Nigerians have been doing forever. In fact, Nigerian artisans have been doing it forever. Pay what you want. So now there are people who are, for example, you buy a ticket and the airline writes you and says, I can upgrade you. How much do you want to pay to be upgraded? And so people are actually, doing a pay what you want model. Some people have tried it as a pricing model. How much do you want to pay for this product? How much do you want to pay for this service? Now, Nigerians, we started this thing a long time ago because every plumber you call will tell you, Madam, wait till you won't pay. Yeah. And I always hated it because at the end of the day, you end up paying more. You look at them, they look at you, Madam, boy, never chop, we never chop. Please, pay what you want, pay any amount. And then if you're soft-hearted like me, you end up paying a lot more than... you end up paying a lot more than what you should pay because, there's no standard fee for it. So if you're in business today, you ought to know that, the normal pricing ways, which is sometimes cost-based, or how much did it cost me to make this product, or value-based, or, these things are changing. Customers have more, the balance of power has shifted from the manufacturer to the consumer. You go online. In fact, some people are even going to match the price. So you come there and you say, how much are you selling this thing? In America, there are shops that will say, we'll match any price. Yeah. So you find the price of a car. You carry your app. You feel that, okay, see the price of Mercedes. You say you will match any price. And that's it. They'll match the price that you're calling. Now, how can you recession-proof your business? How can you not just recession-proof, but how can you be, not immune or immune to to these tools? For example, pricing. In order for you to be able to do that, you have to brand your business, because when you have a brand, people cannot compare prices. You cannot compare prices with a brand. For example, when people order an iPhone and it gets to the house, the iPhone, even the process of unveiling it, of opening the packaging, is an experience, So people, you can, by creating a brand, you can make your product or service on its own level where there is no comparison, And so that is how you're going to bulletproof your business during COVID, during the recession, because you're going to have, people are going to be trying to get only the essential things, right? But there will still be people who are willing to pay the extra for the experience that they're getting.
Yeah.
Then they're not going to try, and they're not trying to get they're not just trying to compete. They're not just trying to buy your product based on your price. They're not looking for the lowest price. They're looking for the experience. So for example, let's say I'm a coach, and when people come to me, I can provide them 100% improvement, for example, on their revenue.
Yeah.
Then people are not going to be comparing me with, but this coach is charging 5,000 and this coach is charging 3,000, because you're going to provide something that no one else can match. And so branding is where you can recession-proof your business or yourself, because also personal brands, when you build the right personal brand, you're recession-proof. People will still come to you if they want advice, if they want. So we know that now there's actually a fitness coach who went online with because his fitness program, he couldn't do it physically again. Gyms were closed. He went online and he had 30 million views in no time. Let me think of the guy's name. I think this is in the UK or something like that. He was able to move his fitness class online, and already he had 30 million views. So businesses should not wait for COVID to end. This is the time, if you're not active in the social media space, this is the time to jump right in. You'll learn as you go along. Nobody is a master. Things are changing rapidly. There's no one size fits all. You can use an integrated approach where you're using some paid, like Google AdWords and things, earned media, which is like PR marketing, shared, get your post to go viral, then owned media, which is like your own messaging on your website and things like that. Shadi, how long have we spent?
About 30 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay, I think we should. Do we have any questions? Did you note anybody's questions? Yes, Joe Wick, the body coach. You're right. Joe Wick is the one who's been, had 30 million views already. You need to boost your posts. Yes, with good content. I'm enjoying is it Bob challenge or what's it called? I'm enjoying that challenge. People have made it their own. Yes, Bob that challenge, right? My question is about price differentiation. So is it like price, like segmenting your price depending on who it is? For example, in America, if you go to the cinema, they will say, oh, senior citizens, 65, they pay this, you know, this age pays that. You know, also you go to a restaurant sometimes and they'll say, yeah, yes, true. So the same product, you can have different classes. Yes, it's doable. Like you go to a restaurant and they say people below 10 eat free or eat half price. And you know, even in airlines, that's what they're doing. Is because airlines, they have economy class if you just want to get there, coach. They have business class for those who want to go in comfort and style. They have first class, privileged class, but it's the same airline, the same flight, you know. So yes, you can do that, you know. Someone like what's the name of not okay when what's the name that used to make milk, Peak Milk. When Peak Milk came out, they didn't want to do anything like you know, something for the lower end. And what happened? Cowbell came out, and before we knew it, Peak Milk was losing market share badly, and so they came out with 3 crowns milk. So you may not always be able to do that with the brand. If you have a luxury brand, you can't just dilute it. But there's certain businesses and there's certain products that you can do that price segmentation with. Different prices for different people.
Okay,
So do you have any questions?
How can I boost my post, and how do I get the right people to view my post? That's
how can you get what?
How can I boost my post, and how can I get the right people to view my post? That's from Emmanuel Obile.
Okay, so now this particular session wasn't really about digital marketing in a sense. It's about how the digital space is changing traditional marketing. So your question is more about like digital marketing itself, which is, you know, how you're using digital channels to market your business. Now, to boost your posts, you have to it's paid basically. Facebook, Instagram, and co, they want to make money. So you pay the budget doesn't have to be very high, you know, unlike regular paid advertising where, you know, you put newspaper adverts, you know how much it is, some $500,000 naira for a paper, you know. There was a time when they said only about 100,000 newspapers were being printed. So you print and it comes out in maybe this day. How many people are going to read that particular episode or that particular newspaper of that day? And it's gone. Unlike when you boost the post, you boost the post, you put your criteria. What do you want to see it? So it's so targeted that it's the people who want to see your product that see your product. People who are going to be helped by your product, that, you know. And then you can have a different, you can have a small budget to boost your post. So it's pretty simple. You can boost posts on almost all the social media sites now, and you target the people, the audience you want, and it will tell you the potential reach of your post. Everything depends on your budget.
Okay. We have a question from Williams Uzomba. How do you get brands to generally accept the power of online digital marketing?
Well, in COVID age, they have no choice. Like I said, if they want to go extinct, if they don't want to go extinct, they have no choice but to be online. Now, imagine that all of us are going to go online. How are you going to get your own to stand out? So there's 7 billion people on the planet. So you see that Instagram Live, Zoom is a founder of Zoom, is now a billionaire. He has entered the billionaire list because Zoom is now one of the most popular ways to hold your meetings and seminars and workshops. So the uptake of Zoom has taken off. So these things, you don't make them up. If you refuse to join the revolution, you're going to be left out. In fact, by the time you're waking up to pick up the pieces. Now, remember that when you create a brand and you have people are loyal to you, they're not going to move easily. So when new people are coming in, they're going to face like Michael. There's a Michael Porter's 5 forces, you know, where he talks about, you know, how the threat of new entrant, the threat of competition, and everything. Now, internet is prime real estate. people are going to be coveting their domain names. They're going to be coveting their followers and everything, because everybody's going to be on there. We're all going to, it's going to be a race to, a race to be online. There's no way, people are going to say, oh, I'm not going to be there. You're going to go extinct. I'm saying that the most conservative museums are creating virtual reality tours. Museums are going online. Churches, I saw my archbishop online. So which business has any excuse, not to go online? If you miss out, how do they even say it? If you don't come online, you're going to miss out. You have no option right now. Even, children who are born, we have stars who are 4 or 5 years old. We have, babies who are now internet stars, internet sensation.
True.
So there's no way out.
We have a question from Obina Yak.
The professor of Proverbs, yes.
Oh, nice. It says, how do you get your product to go online?
How do you get your product online?
Yes.
Well, it depends on what the product is, right? But any product can go online, right? Like we said, a product is anything that meets a customer's need. So name it, an idea, a physical product, or whatever. Your first step, when you just get a website, you're already, using social media, owning your own Instagram handle where you display your products. If you have a service, it's the same thing. Now we're seeing people, so if you provide coaching sessions, like some people are saying that things like mental health is going to be an issue. Already doctors are providing e-health. So every industry is finding a way to go online. Doctors are providing e-health, coaches, people are doing anything that you can do where people can come online to learn. People who are teaching how to cook are doing it online. So think about your business, whatever your business is. Like I said, an events company is changing their model and has basically turned into a logistics company by curating products, shipping them to people, so they can actually start with a marketing newsletter and things like that, get a following. So yeah, there's so many tools to go online. Social media is free. Facebook pages, Instagram pages, Twitter pages, they're all free. You grow organically. You put out content that people like, put out messages that people like, and then people start to follow you. They find value in what you do, and that's it. And some people, like I said, the Generation Z are already ahead of the curve. They're already using these tools. They're not going to go backwards. Just like we're not going to go backwards. In fact, to go backwards is like fancy dress. If you go back now and ride a horse, that's more like, we're not going to go backwards. So there's a bank that found out that a lot of their customers are now a certain age range. The younger people are not going to that bank. So when you have a product or a business, you have to remember that, the age, the demographic is changing. The age of your consumers might be changing. You can't use the method you were using before. In fact, what got you there won't get you
there
further. Yes. So what got you here won't get you there. What we were doing before, post-COVID, we've seen losers. Cars sit on the parking lot most of the time. The sales of new cars are going down. Now with COVID, it's Legacy's Benz, Legacy's. In fact, some countries are even saying they're going to put apps to track your movements. Some are putting leg bracelets on people who have COVID so they don't move too far. So that's it. You can't but join the revolution, because this age of people like us who are still buying newspaper, as we get older, it's going to change. You see magazines are going online. You see newspapers going online, begging people, oh, please donate to keep us alive. These are real things that are happening. These are real things. your business, you must look at the impact of the internet and social media on your business. Look at the 4 Ps, and there are more than 4 Ps. There are 7 Ps. If you have a service business, it includes your fiscal evidence, your processes, your people, because people need to deliver the services. So look at your marketing with the impact of this in mind, and you have to tweak, pivot, do what you need to do to stay relevant. But I think, Shade, we'll have to wrap it up at some stage. I want everyone to follow Platform Branding. Please follow us for more live updates. We're going to be digging deep into so many marketing. If you're like us, you're in love with marketing and branding and everything about influencing people and communications, follow us. We're going to be doing a lot more of this because this is where our clients are. And then, okay, one question is coming about investing in content. We have to take more of this in subsequent episodes, right?
Yeah.
So follow us. I hope everybody's keeping safe, sticking with the guidelines. I hope you guys had a great Easter, even though it was low key. And I hope we come out of this, really quickly. And I pray for those who've been impacted that God should help us and come speedily to our aid.
Okay.
So thank you
so
to
much.
everyone who joined us. We really appreciate your being here.
We learned so
we
much
don't take
from
it
you.
for granted.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for educating us today. I'm sure everyone will agree that we learned something new from you today. We can't wait for the next episode. We had an amazing time with you. Thank you for answering our questions, and thank you. So thank you to everyone who joined us today. If you have any more questions, you can post them on our page, and if we can answer them, we will. And then we'll share more information in the future of our subsequent Instagram lives. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Shade.
Find out more about
Thank you, everybody. Bye.